in tomorrow and bust her, and her since you said I. Man, I'm in Colorado. I don't want to hear nothing about the cold in Texas. Because we already know it's an offer hunting thing out here.
Mm-hmm.
Kids just post. Now it's money talk. What can you do for me? Ashley, I'm telling you, once they made it unlimited to where it don't matter how many schools you go to, it was over. That's what we pushing, academics, because once that money run out, what you gonna do? We wish the portal would give you a little more, but it just give you the names right now. Difference between a relationship and an authentic relationship. I think that's the issue with the portal. The athlete don't know. All right, shoot, we got about 85K for tuition here. Like this this degree means something. Ashley Roberts could be out there doing her thing and be a really, really elite athlete, but don't fit what we need at that time in her year. I didn't play as a freshman. I know everybody in my area that probably didn't play as a freshman.
I don't understand. Where do you think you're going?
Home. Well, who gonna set you up for life after college? And that's what we do.
Did you know that I have 2 books? One called The Little Girl with Big Dreams. It's about an ambitious little girl who overcomes every no to say yes to a dream. The other is called Changing Lanes. It teaches you about the things that you learn from sport and how it translates to life after sport. Be sure to check these out at itsjustdifferentpod.com. Let's get to the episode.
Welcome to It's Just Different Podcast, where we bring on people who have been where you're trying to go and or have helped countless athletes get there. And today, we got another guest, another hooper, played at West Virginia, was a grad assistant at West Virginia, coached at Denver, coached at Central Michigan, coached at Northwestern. She's been everywhere, helping the kids out. What up? What is going on?
What's up, A-Rod?
Man, trying to stay warm. I guess it ain't really cold. It's just raining. It's raining out here. I'm tired of the rain.
Man, I'm in Colorado. I don't want to hear nothing about the cold in Texas.
That's a fact. That is a fact. How is everything going?
Everything going smooth. You know what time it is. The portal is booming. It's that time of the year where you got to get them out, get them in. So that's where we at right now.
Portal talk, portal talk. That's gonna be, I feel like that's what's different. But I like to ask the guests. So we start this podcast off with something that's different. Name of the podcast is called It's Just Different. And I think that the game of basketball is different, whether good or bad. What would you say is different in college recruiting now versus back then? Whenever back then was.
Back then, I'm in that class of '07 through 2011. So something that's definitely different right now is that NIL, man. We was not getting offered money to do anything. You know, it was just about the game then and showing up and playing. So now it's money talk. What can you do for me? You know what I'm saying? Not even about the game no more. It's about how much can you pay me. So that's done changed the game a lot, in my opinion, especially in recruiting.
Do you think that affects Denver a lot?
Oh, most definitely, because we don't have the biggest budget when it comes to NIL. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Got to shake and move and finesse the best way we can, and still get some good players in here who want to just hoop, you know,
Mhm.
and get a good education. So that's what we pushing, academics. Because once that money run out, what you gonna do?
For sure. That's 100%. Now you said it's portal time right now. What does that? I feel like everybody talks about the portal, right? College portal, like getting kids going in, whatever the case may be. But what does that process look like? Like, how are y'all attacking the portal?
I mean, our philosophy, it take a team effort, you know, even if you got that recruiting coordinator title, no, I
Hmm.
take the whole staff with this portal because every time you blink, I'm telling you, Ash, there's another 30 in there. Every time you blink, it's going so quick. And that's just right now. You got to remember, there's still a lot of postseason tournaments going on right now. So
Hmm.
once that's over, it's still going to flood crazy. So we kind of just try to break it up between the three of us. We do it by alphabet and attack it that way.
Hmm.
Um, Let it go in there. You do your research. Worth tapping in, you tap in. So, but we've been on the grind though. So we've been shaking and moving.
And what's all like? Let's say I'm at Texas Tech. I don't know why Texas Tech came to my mind, but I'm at Texas Tech. I entered the portal. What do y'all see on y'all end when you're looking at the portal?
Well, in the portal, you just see names. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Uh,
stats. So you just see names, the school. They let you know if they're MT, which is means they've been to multiple schools. They don't let you know what schools, but that's how you get the other. You got other outsources like different websites you can go to that let you know what schools they've been to or if they committed to somewhere already. So you just got to dig from there. It's a lot of homework that go into it. You got to go look up the stats so to see if they fit what you're trying to do. It's a lot of groundwork for sure. The portal just give
mm,
you the. We wish the portal would give you a little more, but it just give you the names right now.
that's interesting. Okay, so it's literally just it would just say Ashley Roberts, and if I don't been at multiple schools, then I have an MT by it.
Hmm. And then your current school, which would be the University of Texas, for
Yeah.
instance. You know, but
Mm-hmm.
that's it. Yep,
Oh my God, I feel like that's a whole full-time job in itself.
it is. It is. You can spend your whole day, literally. We spend days like just in the portal, doing our homework and our research on everybody. So
That's crazy. Now, you done been at a lot of different schools, coaching. What made you get into coaching?
I'm not gonna lie. My high school coach, who was also my cousin, who had passed away, she always felt like I could make an impact on the game with just my experience and what it
Mm-hmm.
did for me. So after being in the shoe game, because I initially went into retail, working with
Mm,
shoes at a peak out in Florida before transitioning back into coaching. So after that, man, I just transitioned back into coaching and being a GA, realizing what impact I had just as a GA to those current athletes at West Virginia. It made me, a lot more passionate about it. It made me realize I could really make an impact on the game in these young ladies through my experience. So
and how many years have you been coaching?
8 now.
8 years. You almost at 10. You almost at 10.
Yeah, 2026 would be 10 for me.
Wow, that's so dope. Now, you played at West Virginia, correct? What
Mm,
made you want to go
correct.
back and be a grad assistant there?
Well, just like anything else, it's all about the relationships you have.
Mm-hmm.
And the coach that had actually recruited me to West Virginia was still coaching at West Virginia. So I had an opportunity to go back and learn under that staff while he was still there, Chester Nichols, shout out to him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, while he was still there, and I thought it was a great opportunity. He was a well-known and still a well-known recruiter in the business. So who better to learn from than
For
somebody who
sure.
brought you in?
For sure. Now there are a lot of athletes that I think once they finish playing, if they're not going to the league, if they're not going overseas, think about being a GA, but don't really know like what that look like. So what does that look like being a GA? What was your role? Which could probably be different now, but overall, like what was the role of a GA?
So my role was, and my title was at the time a grad manager, so I could be on
Mm,
the court as well. So I did skill development on the court with some of the players, and then I was in the office breaking down film, putting together scouts for the coaches, putting together recruiting lists for them. Like they would give you names and different things like that. I was put in a position to take practice tests for the recruiting test at the time, which we no longer have.
mm-hmm.
Um, and then you were able to sit in the meetings, like the coaching meetings as well. So just being there to interact, you more like a shadow. That was my
Mm-hmm.
experience, just shadowing the different coaches. And I made sure I touched every coach, not just Chester Nichols at the time. It was Lester Rowe, Diane Richardson, and Chester Nichols. And
Mm-hmm.
Diane now, she's at Temple doing big things. So I got to learn from some really, really, really dope people. So
Yeah. Now, and I think that's what kids miss out on sometimes. Whether we talking about your college coaches, or your AAU coaches, just coaches in general, like you're around these people so every day for the most part, especially if it's college, every single day, right? Like those are relationships, those are opportunities that I think a lot of people don't realize. It's just like, oh, I'm just here to hoop. No, you're here to build
mm,
relationships. Like you
yeah.
played at West Virginia and was able to go back. Now just imagine if you would have not really built a relationship with your coach or left West Virginia on a bad note. Like
Mm.
who knows if you would have been able to go be a GA.
Yeah, man, especially AAU, you got to take
Mm-hmm.
advantage of those relationships. And then them kids don't realize like AAU coaches are volunteering their time to
Facts.
be here. You know what I'm saying? Like this is really a choice for them. Like they They don't have to do this. And then they have to realize these AAU coaches are building relationships too with these collegiate coaches. So you
Mm-hmm.
never know who. Beyond that, some professional coaches as well, because these collegiate coaches transition into the WNBA, the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like relationships is the most important thing when it comes to basketball, regardless of the on court stuff.
100%. I couldn't agree with that anymore. Like, I feel like that is probably one of the biggest reasons why I've been able to do what I do, like just from building relationships. And it's genuine relationships. Like, it ain't about building a relationship so you can get something in return, but it's genuine relationships. And I feel like when people feel like you being genuine, they're gonna want to help. They're gonna want to support. They're gonna open up the door. Doors are gonna open up for you regardless. So I think that goes unnoticed a lot, just the relationship building.
Yeah, and you touched on that. It is a huge difference between a relationship and an authentic
Mm-hmm.
relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Authentic is go beyond that one conversation you just had with that person. You know what I'm saying? That's something you're gonna build on throughout the years. A relationship, that's kind of just for the moment, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Or what can I get out of it? Like, I'm just doing this just so I can get something out of it. So I think that,
Real.
like I said, I think that goes unnoticed. But I want to get back into coaching just a little bit. I'm just always interested. I feel like I always hear like two sides. One side is like coaches are coaching, but don't really like it. Like, they don't really want to do it. And then you got the coaches who are coaching and they love it. When I'm talking about college coach, and they love it. What would you say is just the hardest part about being a college coach?
I mean, if I had to compare the coaching back to when I was being coached and to today's coaching, it's just being able to actually coach. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Back then, it was like we could actually be coached. We wasn't really listening to how the coach was saying nothing. We was receiving a message. Now, it's about you really got to be strategic on what come out your mouth, because if
How
not,
you say it, when you say it, who was around you when you said it.
for real, because now it's just the game is so sensitive now, man. And I feel like that comes with them, like with the athletes today having so much power with what they want from the game. You know what I'm saying? See,
Mm-hmm.
back when I was playing, it was about what can I get a game. Now it's about what can I take from the game. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying? So I think that has transitioned to coaching as well, because that's why you see so many old school coaches that was coaching when we was playing no longer coaching,
out of
because
there.
they can't coach for real. You know what I'm saying? They can coach. Like we know they know the game, the knowledge, you know what I'm saying, and what it takes to build a top athlete, like a star athlete. We know they got all of that in the bag, but they cannot, it's hard to communicate with this generation of
Mm-hmm.
athletes. Um Beyond having a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Everybody say that relationship is important. Whoop de whoop. Yes, it is, but you say that one wrong thing and you still got a relationship with a kid, you lost her. She
Yeah.
gone. You know what I'm saying? Out of there. See, now back then that just lit the fire under us. That was motivation. Okay, you know what? I got you. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? I'm in tomorrow and bust her, and her since you said I. You know what I'm saying? So, you say you can't do something to these kids today. Well, coach said I couldn't do it, so that's why I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference now, man. But the game has changed. So being in this coaching area, you just gotta adjust and adapt. So and that's what we do. We adjust and adapt, man. But that's the difference to me. Like
Yeah.
we was built different. No offense to this generation today, but we was just built different, and basketball was on a different respectable level to us then.
Yeah. Nah, I agree. Like, you really have to watch what you say. And it's like, man, I remember being in practices. Shout out to Coach Belt. But I remember, and Andre Riley. I remember being in practices. I had Coach Bell was my coach. I think I might was in the seventh grade, maybe. I don't know, sixth or seventh grade. Sarah, when I tell you we had a practice where he was like, we finna work on some mental toughness. We had to run across the baseline and he was throwing balls at us. Like,
Mhm.
imagine if somebody did that today.
You out of there.
You might be in jail. Like, you just might be in jail. And you just can't do it.
Nah, you gone. You gone. We've had our fair share, man. We talk about our stories all the time, but also if we didn't go through that experience, we wouldn't be who we are today.
For
And that's
sure.
what these kids fail to realize. You got to go through a little adversity to really grow into yourself and
Hmm.
figure out who you really are. You know what I'm saying? West Virginia, I'm forever embedded to that program. Mike Carey, Chester Nichols, the list goes on to the coaches that was there. A few I can't mention, but I am forever embedded to that program because it made me who I am today, man. Especially in this coaching game too. You got to have some thick skin, for sure.
Nah, I definitely agree. We gonna go into this portal. We've been talking about the portal a little bit in and out, but I feel like, well, we already know most of it is the money, but a lot of these kids are in the portal because they not going to the right school at in the first place. Whether that's AAU coaches, guidance, or parents not asking the right questions. What questions do you feel like parents and players should be asking when they get on these calls with these college coaches?
I mean, there's a lot of important questions, but it's based on that particular athlete. What is it that you actually looking for? Is it the fit? Is it academics? You know what I'm saying? Is it relationships? So based on what they looking for are the questions they need to be asking. Like what is really important to the athlete? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And I feel like that the issue is with this portal. These athletes, parents, or coaches don't know what's important
For
to that
sure.
particular athlete. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they need to come together first. Meet as coaches, parents, and the PSA and figure out what it is that's important. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
What do you your collegiate experience to be meaningful, productive, and what you need? You know, because it got to be those three things: the
Hmm.
fit, the academic, the relationships. You know what I'm saying? And some places may have all three. One place may just have one out of two. You know what I'm saying? Another place may just have two out of three.
Hmm.
But they got to come together amongst themselves first and figure out what it is that's really important. I think that's the issue with the portal. The athlete don't know. They don't know for real what it is
Yeah.
that they need important to them. So I think that would limit a lot of the portal everything.
Yeah. Understanding what's important. That might be the title of this episode. I like that. Now, I'm in the AAU world. And I ain't gonna lie, one of the things that like really got on my nerves last year was, I mean, I just call it fake offers. I don't know what word I want to use, but I'm gonna go with fake offers. I would see a lot of AAU directors like pressuring coaches to offer a kid to help another kid, or even just kids kind of posting offers that they really didn't have. I'm curious to know, like, what does you guys recruiting process look like? Is that like assistant coach see kid and hey, we want to offer, or is it assistant coach see it and the head coach? Like, what's the recruiting process look like for y'all?
Well, you already met my boss, Dosha
Mm-hmm.
Wood, earlier
Her
in your
episode was, I don't know what episode, but really, really good episode. Make sure y'all go check it out.
go check that out. Tap in with the honcho. Our process, Coach Woods is not she not coming up off offers easy. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, because people be offer hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's media. It's not about the kid really being a good fit for us. It's just you need to offer her, coach. Nah, we don't do that. Our process is, let's say I go out, see a kid, I bring the kid back to the team. You know what I'm saying? Back to the staff. We discuss the kid, get somebody else out to see the kid. Maybe Coach Woods, depend on how high we are on this kid. Maybe Coach Woods, maybe another coach, you know, so they can bring back their eval on this particular kid.
Mm-hmm.
But we all as a group, and you know, Numbers is power. So we go to coach, all three of us, and be like, yeah, coach, this the one. You know what I'm saying? She'll check out the kid and be like, all right, yeah, let's offer this one. But we not just like off one whammy gonna be like, yeah, we should offer this kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to get multiple eyes on the kid. We got to be sure it's the right fit. I mean, a lot of people sleep on the University of Denver, but all right, shoot, we got about 80, 85K for tuition here. Like, this this degree means something
For
coming out of
sure.
the, you know what I'm saying? So it's important that we try to pick the right pieces, and also trying to build a program. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you get the right pieces in here from culture kids, from on the court kids that fit. You know what I'm saying? You want just good people at a university like this. You know, I feel like
Hmm.
Coach Woods can coach anybody, but you recruiting kids too as well. So I feel like it's a team effort when it comes to offers for us. You know what I'm saying? And I respect Coach Woods because she's always she listening. You know what I'm saying? She listened to her assistants as well. So we always got an input on who she should offer, on how we feel about that kid. So for us, it's a team effort. You can't just slide in our DMs and be like, offer this kid. No, we gonna do our homework. You know what I'm saying? We gonna come to coach with numbers. That means the complete staff gonna come to her and be like, offer this kid. You know, we just don't go off social media because we already know it's an offer hunting thing out here.
Hmm.
Kids just post school, and we not really into the social media thing like that. We want to mean something to people.
I get that, and them AAU directors, they will slide in the inbox, like. And I think that's the thing. Like, I guess I get it for the most part. Like, you want to build your program, but I truly feel like that's also a big reason why these kids are in a portal. Or, like, I personally know some directors that done got some offers for kids, knowing that kid cannot play there, knowing that kid ain't gonna fit there. But that kid don't know if UConn is calling me and saying they want to offer me, I'm gonna think UConn want me, right? So those kids not gonna really know, like, oh, this school really don't want me. They really want somebody else, or this school is only offering to help the director out. Like, and I think that's the one thing that kills me because those kids end up going to the school and then they in a portal the next year.
And I think that's messed up because them kids trust you. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? They are with their collegiate career. Like, some of these coaches are literally sabotaging some of these kids' career. Because now
Hmm.
it looks like you just moving and there's no loyalty when really you just been misguided from the start. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason you just got to do your homework, man. You got to talk to the kids and you got to talk to the right people around the kid. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Because these kids are trusting these coaches, mainly these coaches,
For
these AAU
sure.
coaches, high school coaches, to put them in the right situation. And they just doing it for their repertoire.
Yes, yes. And like you just said, like, and I don't think a lot of people talk about that enough. Like, at the end of the day, transfer portal talk is hot, right? And everybody is always saying, why this kid leave? Why this kid leave? Why they, oh, this person need to, but we don't talk about the fact that some kids have to get in the portal. Some kids, like, they are trying to find the right school because they went to the wrong school at the very beginning.
You
So
right.
I don't
Sometimes
think that's talked about enough.
you absolutely right. Sometimes it's not the athlete's choice. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's a coaching decision
Yep.
because as you was a fit, we thought you were too,
Hmm.
based on the information we was given, the homework that was did, and it just didn't work out like that. So
It just didn't work out. Now, you talked about earlier, like when I asked about like what's the recruiting process look like. Obviously we got to get to the gym. So I want you to kind of help the parents out a little bit because a lot of parents think I can go to Heart of Texas or Run for the Roses or whatever the tournament may be, and it's 800 coaches there, so my kid is gonna get seen. Like, what does the recruiting process look like when y'all are going to these events?
Yes, we have merch available. Be sure to check out the site at itsjustdifferentpod.com to see if it's something you may like. All right, back to the episode.
okay, so when you heading out to these events, and this is most colleges for sure, you already got a list. and your kid may or may not be on that list. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it just so happens like we go to a court to watch one of our PSAs on our list and come across your kid. You know what I'm saying? And if we come across your kid, now your name is added to this list. Now we reaching out to that AAU coach. You know what I'm saying? Doing some homework, and that's how that process will go for us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We already got our but sometimes you may catch some gems while you out there looking for while you out there evaluating your kid, or the kid that you following at the time. So that's kind of how recruiting goes, and how you pick up some kids. And sometimes some kids can slide in your DMs and you be like, okay, they worth checking out live. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And no, they may not fit. You know what I'm saying? And then you could still run across that kid by them competing against a kid that's on your list. You just never know though. But that's how it really go. Like you go out with a primary list already, and then you come back with some kids added to that list that might have caught your eye.
For sure, for sure. Now, for these kids to get on the list, obviously you had to have seen something in them. What are y'all looking for in these kids? How does Ashley Roberts get on Denver's list?
Okay, so it's gonna be about the fit. Ashley Roberts could be out there doing her thing and be a really, really elite athlete, but don't fit what we need at that time in her year. That makes sense? Because you
Oh,
got to
that's
recruit.
good.
You know what I'm saying? So you could be that elite athlete, but we only got 2 scholarships for the 2026 class. You know what I'm saying? So if you're 2026 balling out, doing what you're doing, that spot can already be filled. Like we can already have a commit for that class. So that does not mean you're not good or we don't like you. It's just that we're not gonna over offer when we already know we already got kids committed to those 2 spots. You know what I'm saying? So Ashley Roberts can really be doing her thing, but just not what we need in that class. So it go by classes as well. I don't want people to forget about that because you could be really, really good. And that's what happens. We get a whole bunch of really, really good kids on our list, but that class is already full. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So that goes into recruiting as well. But let's say Ashley Roberts is out there doing her thing and we need a spot in that 2026, but we came to see who she's playing against and not
Oh,
her there for that 2027 that she's going against right now. You know what I'm saying? Now Ashley Roberts is on this list because she out here balling and she fit what we do. We feel like she got great. Then we watching intangibles too. Are you talking? You know what I'm saying? Do you have a positive attitude? Are your parents just being parents in the stands and not trying to coach you from the sideline? Like all of that plays into the recruiting. That's why we be trying to tell these coaches, let your parents know. Sometimes they can get their kid X'd off because they trying to coach from the sideline.
because
We
they
don't
in the
want to deal with
sidelines acting crazy.
that.
Calm
we
down.
We got a full staff at the collegiate level. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no help. We got this. So that's a lot of different things. But it's a lot of pieces that go into recruiting. And I feel like a lot of people forget about that. It's based on the class and the scholarships that are available in that class too.
You hear that, parents? It is based on the class and the scholarships available. Like the comparison game is tough. Like, and at the end of the day, parents just don't know. So I'm not going to say it's the parents' fault, but they may see kid A got Denver and the 26 class, and they are 25, and it's like, oh, I'm better than this kid, or I'm that. But at 25, scholarships might be gone. Like they don't understand that. It's just like, oh, well, why does this person got this offer and I don't got this offer?
Yeah. And do you respect more? I wonder if the parents respect it more because they be chasing these offers. Do you want to be in a situation where you've been over offered? Now it's about who commit first. You know,
Oh,
want to be in a situation where your kid got this offer and it's a timeline on that offer. You got until this to make a decision before we put that offer back out. You know what I'm saying? What do you prefer? Do you want to be in the run-ins and it's about who can get to that finish line first and commit? Or do you want to have the opportunity to where you have that only offer and you get to have your timeline, which could be like a week or two, to decide what you want to do? The ball's still in your court, You know what I'm saying? To make a decision, and now it's just yours, or do you want to be, in a race on who commit first? Now you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Now you make a decision.
Now I was just gonna say that. Now you being forced, and now you pressured, like because at the end of the day, a kid don't want to lose out, especially if it's a school they thinking about. Well, I kind of like the school and this and that. Oh, they gonna pull the trigger because FOMO. Like they ain't trying to miss out.
And that's how you get back in the portal.
Back in the.
You know,
That's how you land in the portal. That's how I will be searching your name.
I mean, that's how it go too. We'd be like, okay, she committed there. We'll be seeing her in the portal next year because that
Mm-hmm.
wasn't a good. She rushed and made a decision because she was probably forced because it was another person who had that same offer, and it was about who was going to commit first. So now she
Mm-hmm.
didn't commit it. Probably not going to be a good fit, and she'll be back in the portal.
Do you think there's gonna be some regulations around the transfer portal?
I mean, honestly, no, nothing that's gonna control it the way it needs to be controlled. Cause it's just another rule that came out. You can play once again as soon as you transfer. You know what I'm saying? Once they remove that tag, you happen to sit out a year
It
within
was
the
over.
portal.
It was over.
It's over, and it's still over. You know what I'm saying? So if we don't do something like that to where it tames the portal a little more and like have these kids, reconsidering going in. But I get it. Every situation is not a good situation. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? I'm not fully against it because every situation is different for each athlete. But with them being able to go in there and play immediately, there will be no say in what happens with the portal.
Yeah. I had a episode with somebody and she was talking about like schools, right? And we got to talking about like options and she was like that was the thing. Like I ain't have no other options. Like I either got it right or I got it right. And I think now kids have so many options to where one little I yell at you or one game where you don't play as many minutes as you think you supposed to play. You mad and you going to another school. And you can do it over and over and over again.
Ashley, I'm telling you, once they made it unlimited to where it don't matter how many schools you go to, it was over.
And that's what I don't like. Like I'm with you. Like I also believe that like if a kid is unhappy, if a kid at the end of the day, coaches are different. So if a kid get to a school and the coach is completely different, not what they thought, then yes. Like I'm never gonna say kids, whatever school they go to, they need to stay. Like I'm never gonna say that. And I done said it in multiple episodes, me personally, unless it's one of those dire situations or your coach if there's coaching change, I don't think freshmen should be able to transfer because I feel like that's an adjustment. And
Yep.
a lot of freshmen are going to be in a big adjustment than what they were in high school.
Yep, I agree. But the game didn't change. You got these freshmen that come in entitled. I don't know no other way to say it. They are entitled. They supposed to be playing. If they don't play, this or that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't play as a freshman. I know everybody in my era that probably didn't play as a freshman because we was playing against with some dogs too in that era. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Come in and compete and work, but you put in that work over the summer. Shit, I was starting as a sophomore. You know what I'm saying? But it's the work. No, nobody wants to work no more. They just want to give it to them, spoon fed. Like, go. No, that's not how college work. Everybody good in college, not just you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they was handpicked to come here, cause
Right.
they good. Like that's why they got a scholarship just like you. Like this is not something that's just given. You know what I'm saying? And that's what these kids don't realize no more. This is something that is earned. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Out the money, you gotta work for it. But I agree, freshmen should not be allowed to transfer. And then you see these freshmen transferring with no numbers.
No
So now
numbers. You hop in a portal and you had 4 points per game. You played 5 minutes. Like I don't understand. Where do you think you're going?
home.
Facts. You going to the crib like, and then see this portal talk. We could talk about this all day because that's the other thing. Like, it's so many people at the end of the day, like taking advantage of these kids too, telling them like, you need to hop in the portal. I can get you here. I can get you here. You can't get them nowhere with them numbers. But another favor.
Oh, yep,
And then they back in the
yep. And what
portal.
and what you don't tell the kids, man, which is messed up, because these kids are so quick to hop in the portal on that first day. Now you getting washed because you on page 8 and 9 now. Because
Oh,
now
that's a
so
good
many
point.
portal. So who? I guarantee you, most programs are not going past page 5.
Mm.
Every time you blink, it's another 30 to look into. You know what I'm saying? And now you back on page 9 and 10 because you were so quick to hop in there.
Because you're
You
so
know, you
happy to
gotta
get
tell
in the
these kids.
portal. Sarah, they so happy to get in this, to make this graphic, post it on social media. Don't get me started. Oh my God. They so happy. I can't wait to post this graphic and post it so everybody can put a heart under the page. Everybody can say, I'm proud of you. No. Ah, dang it.
Yes,
No,
yeah,
I don't.
it'll be one season start. Then what?
Mm, Lord. But that's true though. Like you get in first day, you at the bottom now.
Yep,
So
they don't tell you that.
since there is postseason right now, it's gonna be the middle of, when does the portal close? May 18th?
No, May 1st.
Oh, where did I get May 18th from? May 1st. I don't know where I got May 18th from. Oh wait, it opened March 18th, didn't it? No.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
okay. I knew it was an 18 somewhere. But May 1st. So that I'm gonna say maybe what, middle of April, numbers will probably really be crazy. Once season is
Shoot, not
over.
even the middle of April. Shoot, what the Final Four last game was? What, April 8th?
Yeah, oh, right after
That's when.
that.
Shoot, you got April 10th. That thing gonna be shit. April 9th. It's gonna be booming.
Now, okay, this is good. All right, so do you think, how do you feel that that is like affecting high school athletes? Because like I personally think like a lot of the colleges are probably gonna wait until you got what, first live period is April 19th, whatever that is. Like I feel like a lot of coaches is gonna be tied up with that, with visits, with portal to be out in live period. Like, how do you feel like that's affecting high school athletes?
Oh, most definitely, because you got some high school athletes that can come in and make a immediate impact. But the way things are shaking and moving with these coaching staffs now,
Mm-hmm.
looking for kids with experience right now that can come in and win right now and make an impact right now. You know what I'm saying? And there are some high school players who can do that, but they're more in the portal that can do it. You know what I'm saying? And like for us that weekend, we gonna split it. Half the staff gonna be on campus and half the staff gonna be out. You know what I'm saying? And but some people don't have that luxury.
For
So then they
sure.
gonna have to choose. You know what I'm saying? They gonna have to choose, and I guarantee you, they gonna choose to stay on campus and host them visits, man, because it's a doggy dog world out there in that recruiting business. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
on campus first, you know what I'm saying, is what it's gonna be about. You know, I can catch you that April live period, cool, but I can catch you on the back end though. You know what I'm saying? I may be late getting in on you, but I caught you. Cause who's to say now that spot you had before ain't taken now? You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? By somebody else. So we have the luxury of being able to go half and half. But I know it's some programs that don't have that luxury. And I guarantee you those programs that don't will be on campus hosting the visits.
I agree. Now, and that's another thing though, because like even though y'all got that luxury, right? You just said, or in the past, the whole staff is out. Now, if you splitting it, now it's less coaches out, and they still got to get to all the tournaments. Like, how are you gonna get to how many? It's like four or five live period tournaments. Like Heart of Texas, you got Boo, you got wherever Under Armour at or Adidas, whoever. Like, you got so many different tournaments. So it's like, dang, how do you have two coaches go to all these tournaments? Now it's like, which tournament we gonna go to? So that's what I'm saying. That's so tough.
And the AAU game's so watered down, compared to when we played in it. You know what I'm saying? It was this main tournament you got to get to, and they don't realize that that's hurting the recruits. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Because we don't have a lot of schools that don't have that budget to where they can go all the way to South Carolina and then fly all the way back to Texas to see one and two kids. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So now these coaches are going, and wherever most state kids are on that list is where they gonna go, and then that's how other kids get scratched off because now they went to this tournament and then seeing such and such playing against her, and she Adidas, so now I can just go to all Adidas tournaments and catch all of this group right here together. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? Like it's really hurting the game, but I know everything a money grab now. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference, but it is what it is. It's definitely hurting the recruits. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it's gonna come down to. Where most of the kids are,
yeah.
on your list. You gonna go, and then now you at that tournament, and let's say Susie Beth was out in South Carolina, but she was the only one out there. Now you done seen somebody that played similar to Susie Beth, if not better. Now she on the list. You know what I'm saying? And Susie Beth then got washed down because she the only person that play on that circuit, and we're not
Right.
gonna be running back when we can go to just one circuit and see our whole list. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? That's
Yep.
why we like the Heart of Texas. I like going to something like the Heart of Texas because it's all circuits there. It's not just Adidas or Under Armour, you know what I'm saying, or Nike teams. Like I prefer to go to the tournaments where everybody playing together, honestly.
For sure. Nah, that definitely makes sense. Man, before we get out of here, we got to talk about Denver just a little bit. Um, just get the people some information about Denver. What would you say is the best thing about y'all's conference?
Oh, our conference is competitive. We always got a team. This year we got three teams. You got South Dakota State in the NCAA's. You got North Dakota State, and I believe Oral Roberts as well got a chance to play in the WNIT and the WBIT this year. So just having those opportunities.
My bad. You said WBIT, and I just what is that new?
This year, I believe it's a spinoff this year. This year, yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, what is the W? Like, I've been seeing people talk about it and saying it was new. I didn't know, like, what's the difference between the WBIT and the WNIT?
One is a spinoff of. Nah, don't give me the line. One is the spinoff of the NCAA. You know what I'm saying? Which is invitational. You invited to both of them, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, one the NCAA gets you there, and another one you and your institution has to provide the funds to get your team there.
Okay, I got you.
They're all invitational. You know what I'm saying? You're invited to them, but one you have to pay out of pocket basically, and one is covered by the NCAA.
I got it. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. My bad. Okay, was that it about the
No,
conference?
yeah, that was pretty much it. We got a conference that's always making it to the postseason. Some people try to on a summit league, but I think we have a very competitive conference from the top to the bottom. The University of Denver, you always gonna come there and it's gonna be authentic. We big on relationships. We sell our academic. We consider Coach Woods one of the futuristic coaches. You know what I'm saying? She's a player coach. Very, very, very. When they talk about women and putting women in front, she's one of those coaches that's gonna do that. She the head of the table, but she always pulling up chairs for you to sit right at the table with her. Very motivational, mentorship. She gonna put you in the right place for life after college. You know what I'm saying? I feel like at the University of Denver, it's bigger than basketball, and that's what I love about being a part of that program and the institution. Basketball wins and losses is cool. Everybody want to win, but who gonna set you up for life after college? And that's what we do.
I love it. I love it. This has been a great episode. And I knew it would be. I knew it. We've been trying to get this together for a little bit. So excited I was able to get you on. Before we get out, we got top five, top five, top five. I got 5 things for you and just answer to your best ability. Ready?
Okay, I do my.
Biggest ick as a coach.
Oh man, just one.
As many as you want. Name them off.
My biggest ick as a coach is, man, some of the players just thinking they know more than you when you've been doing this for a long time. So I think that's one of my biggest icks as a coach, man. These youngsters thinking they know more instead of just soaking in the game.
I feel that. I felt that one for sure. Build your five WNBA players. You are the coach. Who are you rocking with to get you a championship?
Current WNBA, or I
Current.
can go as far as,
You know what? Just pick five. Whatever five you got. You can go former too.
okay, cool. You know I'm rocking with Don Staley, Lisa, Cheryl Swoops. I'm gonna throw Asia Wilson in that mix. And then I'm gonna go with Muriel Page.
New one. Okay. I like that. That's a good little list. I think y'all can win with that. Wait, Don Staley. I should say who the point guard?
Don,
Don Staley.
Don. Asia
Don.
Wilson stretching that thing, shooting a three.
Now up five. Don, Asia. Who else you said? Cheryl,
To Leslie
Lisa, and who's the fifth one?
and Muriel Page.
All five of y'all. I just want y'all to know. I'm like speaking this out. I'm putting this into the environment, to the atmosphere that y'all will be on the It's Just Different podcast. Okay. Don Staley, I think you'll be the first one. So somebody get Don Staley on this podcast. We'll do a sit down. I'll come out to South Carolina. Whatever I need to do, Don. I'm your girl. Anyways, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Anywhere in the world, Dubai.
I think you're the second person that said that. Why
Yes,
Dubai?
I would live in Dubai. Always, it's always they always bringing in some revenue. It's
That's
always
a
they always
fact.
got some currency. So if I want to just keep it going and never run out of bread, you gonna move to Dubai.
I can get with that. Okay. Most memorable thing of coaching.
Most memorable, man. I would have to say, I consider this as coaching as well. Being a grad assistant, being on that bench, West Virginia University, 2016, 2017, Big 12. I was new to the Big 12 conference because I played in the Big East when I played. Man, when I say we ran through that tournament and won everything, that's most memorable.
Oh, I
Seeing
remember
them,
that.
seeing yes, out the mud, man, that's most memorable. Lene Montgomery, Tynese Martin,
Mm-hmm.
Tiana Muldrow, Pardee, Alexis Brewer, that whole group, Shania Ray, that whole group, watching them kids get it out the mud, man, when didn't nobody believe in them, and they won the whole tournament. Just being a part of that's most memorable for sure.
That's dope.
I mean, we had as a coach, that's the one.
I love it. I actually remember that. Okay. Pre-game playlist. When you getting ready to call this recruit or whoever that you trying to get, what you listening to? What's this pre-game playlist like?
I'm a mixture, man. I love me some Lil Durk. I like J. Cole, Rod Wave. Everybody say he be crying, but he's so
Ride Wave.
relatable.
Say it again for the people in the back. Ride Wave.
Definitely Rod Wave, man. Who I'm missing? Cause I be on there. Shoot, old Kevin Gates. I like some old Kevin Gates. And
Okay.
then so I still gotta play me
Oh,
some Mo3.
okay. Mo3 in the building. They scared to come outside. Okay, Mo3. I love it. We start this podcast off with what is different in the game. I like to end it with you, with the guest. What would be different about Sarah or with Sarah within the next 3 to 5 years?
Next 3 to 5 years, One thing about me, I'm gonna always continue to elevate. Even reading through the resume, started as a grad assistant. I'm just chipping away, chipping away. So I don't know if it'll be 3 to 5 years, but y'all gonna see me running somebody program in the near future. So that's the ultimate goal, to be a head coach one day. But I'm also the type of person, I want to soak the game in too. So I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a rush because when I get there, I want to do it right.
I love it. That's dope. I love it. And I did recognize that. It was like grad assistant. Like you just kept moving up, moving up, moving up. I love to see that. So that's pretty dope. And I know that's going to be inspiring to a lot of coaches, a lot of players who are looking to get in the coaching world and see themselves as being a head coach, knowing that you gotta start somewhere. You started as a grad assistant. Like you have to start somewhere. The most important thing is just starting.
Yeah. And the best advice I can give people is don't be afraid to start as a grad assistant. Some people try to jump off the porch and go right to a Division I job, man. I was excited to start at D2 because all I knew was P5. You know what I'm saying? As an athlete and then a grad assistant. Starting at D2 was the best thing that could have happened to me. It made me appreciate every level of the game. You learn everything differently. You got to do everything, so you learn everything. So it's important to be okay with getting it out the mud. And don't compare your journey to nobody else's journey. Stay in your own lane.
I love it. You already gave the people some advice, so we're going to even skip that. Tell the people where they can find you. Where can they find you?
In my house. No, I'm just playing.
Away from everybody.
To myself. No. Social media. You can find me on Instagram _Coach Miles 15. And you can find me on Twitter, Coach Miles 5.
I love it. I appreciate you for taking time. I know this is a busy, busy time for you. Taking time to bless the people on the podcast. I'm sure, or at least I hope, I will see you this spring, summer, because I'm going to be at every single tournament I can be at every weekend. So I look forward to seeing you, chopping it up with you. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe, hit the subscribe, hit the like button. Follow this. Sarah, I need you to send this out to everybody you know because the people need to know this information. I appreciate it. Y'all will keep bringing people in week after week after week. And we'll be back next week.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.